Hello guys, how are you? I am fine, hoping the same from you. This is Jyoti Swarup. Welcome to my channel Study with Pages. Today, in this video, we are going to cover consequences of the First War of Independence, immediate cause, and the drawbacks of First War of Independence. This will be the last topic of these three will be the last topics of our chapter 1 of history, that is the First War of Independence 1857. After this, we will move on to chapter 2, that is the growth of nationalism. Let us start. First of all, what do you mean or what do you understand by consequences of the First War of Independence? So here, under the consequences of the First War of Independence, there are many points. First one is the end of company's rule. So here, the most significant result of uprising of 1857 was the end of the rule of the East Indian Company as assumption of the government of India directly by the crown. So this has done by the government of India Act 1858, and that has some of the provisions, so we will see about them. The first one is that it transferred the powers to govern India from East Indian Company to the British Crown, and appointments to civil service were to made by open competition under rulers made by Secretary of States. Okay, now the second one is Queen Victoria's proclamation. So, under Queen Victoria's proclamation, the Queen's proclamation incorporating means the transfer of governance from East Indian Company to British Crown was made public at Allahabad on November 1st, 1858 by Lord Canning. When? On November 1st, 1858 by Lord Canning. Okay, so under this, the government of India would follow a policy of non interventional in social and religious matters of Indians, treat all subjects, Indians and Europeans, as equal. Okay, so that is about Queen Victoria's proclamation. I will show her photo. Please wait. See here, you can see she is Queen Victoria, and mm, she was introduced by Lord Canning on November 1, 1858 at Allahabad, public at Allahabad. Okay, and she is the and Lord Canning is the first viceroy of India. Okay, so next is also under these consequences of the First War of Independence, there are few points. That is, reorganization of Indian Army to prevent reoccurrence of another uprising, end of era of territorial expansion and economic exploitation, abolition of Peshwaship, and end of the rule of Mughal dynasty. Okay, that is about consequences of the First War of Independence. And now comes the immediate causes. See here, this is the main point. Okay, main point and very important point of this chapter. This is the main reason and the main cause for the First War of Independence 1857. Okay, so what do you mean by immediate cause? So here, what is immediate cause? In 1856, the British authorities decided to replace the old fashioned musket by a new Enfield rifle. Okay, by a new Enfield rifle. Okay, listen properly. Enfield rifle. The loading process of this Enfield rifle involved bringing the cartridge to the mouth and biting it off the top greased paper with the teeth. Okay, you understand? See here, you think this is the rifle. Okay, so it is covered with a small paper, and this should be taken to the mouth and cut off to remove this part. Okay, so in January 1857, there was a rumor in the Bengal regiment that these greased cartridges had fat of cow and pig. Okay, this was greased of fat of a cow and pig. The Sepoys were non convinced that the introduce of greased cartridges were moved in belief of Hindu and Muslim region. Cow is sacred, means precious for the Hindus, and pig is a taboo to Muslims, which they do not like. So, both of Hindu and Muslim soldiers refused to use these cartridges and staged an uprising when they were forced to use them. Okay, so here this was a field of a cow and pig's fat, which was refused by Indian Muslims and Hindus. So this is the main point of the first war of independence 1857, and this is called immediate cause. Now we have already completed with the consequences of the first war of independence and immediate causes. The last point of this chapter is drawbacks of the first war of independence. So now we will understand what are the drawbacks of first war of independence. Now, coming to the drawbacks of First War of Independence, they are lacking of planning, organization, and leadership, and lack of common causes, and lack of resources. They were not having enough money, enough water, and enough resources such as a sword, and the strength of them were very low when compared to the Britishers. So, and also the lack of national wide dimensions, beginning of the moment before a fixed date. Okay, so these are the drawbacks of First War of Independence. By this, we have completed the chapter 1, First War of Independence 1857. Okay, now I will show few examples and few pictures for your better understanding. Okay, as I have already showed, he is Lord Dalhousie, and he introduced the doctrine of lapse. And she is Rani Lakshmi Bai, and she suffered with the doctrine of lapse. He is her adopted son, but according to doctrine of lapse, mm, he cannot hire the throne, and their kingdom, that is Jhansi, would go under their control. Okay, so and he is Bahadur Shah Jafar and his wife Jinat Mahal. After his death, his successors would not be able to rule the kingdoms under his control and cannot occupy the Red Fort. And he is Bajirao too, and Nana Sahib. He also was against the doctrine of lapse. And here you can see the Indian peasants before independence. They were not they they had to pay many more much amount of land revenue for these Britishers. See how their position was. They were unable to eat, and their stage was so bad, even though they are not stopping collecting land revenue. And these were the Indian sepoys in British army, where they were paid very low salaries, and their family was not taken care, and they could not raise their position more than a subedar. That's it, guys. By this we have completed our chapter 1 of history, that is the first war of independence 1857. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.